Shedding the Shame, Redefining Masculinity for Sensitive Men. A boy cries during a movie, overwhelmed by the heartbreak on the screen. His older brother leans over and whispers, "Don't be such a girl." The message is clear and cruel. Real men don't cry. For many sensitive men, this moment arrives early in life. A quiet but powerful lesson is taught that softness is a liability, not a strength. This unwritten lesson is part of what psychologists call the man code, a narrow set of expectations defining what it means to be masculine. For highly sensitive men, that code often clashes with their natural temperament, setting up years of confusion, shame, and emotional suppression. But this isn't the whole story. There is another way forward, one that honors the truth of who you are. The man code refers to the culturally reinforced belief system that values stoicism, dominance, and emotional restraint in men. Boys are told to toughen up, be competitive, avoid vulnerability, and never show fear or sadness. While these rules may seem like survival tactics in a competitive society, they extract a heavy emotional cost. According to the American Psychological Association, traditional masculinity ideology has been linked to increased rates of depression, substance abuse, and reluctance to seek help. Sensitive men in particular feel this strain more acutely. Their natural emotional responsiveness, empathy, and deep thinking are perceived as liabilities rather than assets in this framework. The result is often shame. Shame for crying easily, for being deeply moved by beauty or pain, for avoiding confrontation, or simply for feeling too much. Being sensitive in a world that doesn't understand sensitivity can make you feel like an outsider. You might question your masculinity, wondering if something is fundamentally wrong with you. But there is a vital distinction here. Being different is not the same as being defective. Research by Dr. Elaine Aron, the pioneering psychologist in the field of high sensitivity, shows that highly sensitive people have a more finely tuned nervous system. This means that sensitive men are biologically wired to process information deeply, notice subtleties, and react strongly to both positive and negative stimuli. These traits are not flaws, they are features of a meaningful human variation. Men like Fred Rogers, Carl Jung, Barack Obama have embodied emotional intelligence, nuance, and compassion, challenging the notion that masculinity must be hard-edged. Their lives remind us that masculinity is not a single lane, but a wide highway with many valid expressions. It's time to revise the definition of masculinity to reflect the richness of the male experience. A more inclusive view welcomes both strength and sensitivity, action and reflection, as well as independence and interdependence. Masculinity that includes emotional attunement is not weaker, it's wiser. As author and therapist Terry Real writes, the traditional man is dead. The new man must be able to tolerate vulnerability, express emotions, and engage in mutually nurturing relationships. Similarly, Franciscan teacher Richard Rohr points out the most courageous thing a man can do is face his own soul. When we allow for a fuller, more human version of manhood, sensitive men no longer need to contort themselves to fit into a box. Instead, they can take their place as emotionally literate leaders, caregivers, creatives, and visionaries. You don't need to apologize for being who you are. Your depth, your sensitivity, your care, these are gifts that the world sorely needs. HSP men often possess exceptional emotional intelligence, moral intuition, and creative problem-solving abilities. You likely sense subtleties in others' moods, notice beauty in everyday things, and approach conflict with a desire for harmony rather than domination. Try this short inventory. I often feel moved by art, music, or nature. I need time alone to recharge after social interactions. I care deeply about the well-being of others. I notice things others miss, tone of voice, body language, emotional shifts. I value authenticity over status. If you said yes to most of these, your sensitivity is not just real, it's powerful. Shedding the shame of not fitting into traditional masculinity begins with recognizing where that shame originated. Ask yourself, who told you it was wrong to feel deeply? What moment shaped your understanding of what a man is supposed to be? And what parts of yourself have you kept hidden because of those lessons? Releasing shame is a process. It can begin with journaling, therapy, group work, or simply speaking the truth to another person. Create a daily practice of affirming your sensitivity. Reframe moments of emotional overwhelm as signs of your openness, not weakness. Celebrate the decisions you make that prioritize care over conquest. Self-recognition is not about arrogance or defensiveness, it's about rootedness. It is about knowing who you are and choosing to belong to yourself first and foremost. The world is changing, slowly but surely. It's making space for men who do not conform to the rigid expectations of the past. Sensitive men are at the forefront of this cultural shift, not by pushing louder, but by showing up authentically and leading with heart. You are not broken. You are not soft in the wrong way. You are not too much or not enough. You're built for connection, for reflection, for healing. And the more you show up in your fullness, the more other men are permitted to do the same. This is how shame becomes pride, not in separation from your sensitivity, but in full partnership with it.